Thanks to Star Wars Return of the Jedi from a certain point of view, I think we can definitively say we have finally an answer to Droid Sentience in Star Wars. The third story, A Key to Remembering by Olivia Chadha, I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly, is told from the perspective of Jabba's droid who's in charge of his droid pool, his droid torture area, EV9D9. I did a whole show reviewing that story, so I won't go too much into the story here besides how it's going to relate to the topic of Droid Sentience. But this, I think, is the story that really confirms what I think a lot of us fans suspected. There was the Clone Wars arc where R2-D2 went missing, was captured by the Separatists. We have L3 from Solo, just R2-D2 in general, even C-3PO to a limited extent, but more R2-D2, and Chopper, and many other droids that have way more personality than other droids. And the key is memory wipes. That's what 99, very confusing, but that's essentially what she figures out by talking with R2-D2. She figures out that droids who get their memory wiped more frequently are less likely to develop sentience. Because with her experiments on the droids torturing them, she noticed some droids barely noticed the pain, while others were basically mortified in extreme terror. And she theorizes, because of the conversation with R2-D2, that was because the droids that have formed more memories, that form more lasting connections, are able to feel the pain more. They have more sentience than the droids who do not have as strong of a memory, whose memories are wiped more frequently, and that makes her wonder how often is her own memory wiped as well. And then at the end of the story, we are actually given R5, and she determines that he's basically almost has gotten too many memory wipes, and there's so many fragment memories around her that negatively impacts his ability to remember. So that is something very interesting to note. But then again, because R5 not only appears in this story, but also in The Mandalorian, and in The Mandalorian we see him basically become less afraid. Is that partially because as he's adventuring with Mando, his memory becomes more solid? It's hard to say, but with humans, with any kind of organics, especially in sci-fi, is memory is the key part of who we are. There's a reason why it's seen as a tragedy with senior citizens, those who have Alzheimer's and dementia, with them forgetting stuff. It's seen as a tragedy to lose that memory because they're losing a part of who they are. And this story in Star Wars has confirmed it's almost the same thing with droids. Droids develop personality, develop their sentience, their cognitivity, not just their cognitive abilities, but their sentience and consciousness through keeping their memories. R2 is a prime example of this. He basically has never had a memory wipe, and if he did, it was like super early on. It was before basically he became the main character we all know him to be, so of course he's going to have more personality. Chopper probably hasn't gotten a personality since Hera rescued him from the crashed Y-Wing during the Clone Wars. Both of them probably did get some selective memory wipes for selective information for security reasons, both during the Clone Wars and afterwards, but never a mass memory wipe that basically caused them to forget everything before. Probably more targeted memory wipes at that specific information. That's my theory, at least on that. But this is not a theory. This is an explanation video because this story basically confirms that keeping memories is what helps droids develop the sentience. Because ED9 basically goes into her own programming and writes a block in her memory circuit to prevent it from being overridden, to prevent her memories from being erased. And after that, we start seeing her memories not only form and stay, but also her personality to develop, for her to move beyond being a droid whose programming basically forces her to torture other droids. She becomes the bartender that we see in The Mandalorian part, and except for one little incident where she basically let her primitive urges, kind of the way she's framing, not using those words exactly, but basically her urges to cause harm to droids, only once, and that was actually defend R5 from a mean Trandoshan. So she's moving beyond her program. She actually is taking tiny bit of revenge on a mean organic. Isn't that kind of interesting to take a note of? She is forming a personality, beyond what her programming is, and all that is by protecting her own memory. And throughout that, she's kept the restraining bolts that she was going to put on R2-D2 way back in Return of the Jedi, but she didn't, as a reminder of her ability to choose, her choice to make a decision and to choose. It's in some ways you could call it totem, or you could probably apply some other labels, but that little bit remind her of her choice, that she can choose what she wants to do. She can go beyond her programming, and all that lies with keeping her memory intact. And probably that's the same thing that L3 and Solo went to conclude, but this was a much more serious story than L3's story was in Solo, and I actually kind of like it better because of that. But these things that we keep on seeing, we do get some stories where, this story hasn't had a memory wipe, they're instead eccentric and all that. But no, it's them having their personality, having their personhood stay. So yeah, we have an answer on Droid Sentience. It's keeping their memories. But that is going to be the end of today's video. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Also, be sure to check out my reviews for Star Wars Return of the Jedi from a certain point of view. I would love to discuss those stories and all the things that they bring up, because there's so many good ones there. But that's all I have for today, so thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you, always. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like, as well as subscribe to my channel and ring that bell to stay up to date on my latest content. Also, be sure to check out the link tree in the description, as well as any other links I have down there.